Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To be the first, Honorable UNJ Counselor, Professor Dr. Komarudin MSI, Honorable UNJ Deans, Honorable Coordinator of the Office Administration Education Study Program, Mr. Roni Fasla, SPD MM, Honorable Supervisor Lecturer, Mr. Agus Wibowo, SPDI, SPD MPD, and Mrs. Susan, SPD MPD. Let me introduce myself. My name is Qotrunnada. I am from Office Administration at Jakarta State University. On this occasion, I will present my research proposal. The title is The Influence of Spiritualism and Entrepreneurship Education on Entrepreneurial Career Through Entrepreneurial Motivation of Each Jakarta State Vocational Student. Chapter 1, Introduction. The subbab is background behind, research question, research objective, and the last is benefit of research. Background behind. A country is said to be developed or developing country in economic sector, which can be seen from the number of entrepreneurial human research by Stenaro 2019. What being explained that the country has economic requirements to be said to be advanced if 4% of its people work as entrepreneurs. Liputan 6/2021. In Indonesia, people who work as entrepreneur will only reach 3.47% 2021. Indeed, this specific increase compared to 2020. However, compared to neighboring countries, namely Singapore, Malaysia, or Thailand, which have economic ratio above 4%, Indonesia is still far behind by Matsuki 2021. There are several factors that are the reason why someone is not motivated to choose an entrepreneurial career, including a personal spirituality and a personal understanding of entrepreneurship education. Spirituality is bridge between a person's action and their life goals. Kant 29. Good spirituality gives someone peace in life, confidence to start something, dare to take a risk, make oneself happier, more productivity, increase well-being and quality life, as well as increasing their morality, quality, and productivity. Joseph Greco 2019. Entrepreneurship education implement optimally to only give a theory, just a knowledge about their entrepreneurship, but also from attitude, behavior, and pattern being entrepreneur if accompanied by skill aspect. Parhana 2019. Therefore, a person good spirituality accompanied by the maximum application of entrepreneurship education in school create a high sense of motivation for students to choose entrepreneurial career. Research question. Does spirituality influence the entrepreneurial motivation of state vocational school students? Does entrepreneurship education influence the entrepreneurial motivation of state vocational school students? Does spirituality influence the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school students? Does entrepreneurship education influence the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school students? And does entrepreneurial motivation influence the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school students? Does motivation mediated to influence of spiritualism on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school students? And the last is, does motivation mediated in the influence of entrepreneurship education on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student? Research purpose to examine the influence of spiritualism on the entrepreneurial motivation of state vocational school student, to examine the influence of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial motivation of state vocational school student, to examine the influence of spirituality of the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student, to examine the influence of entrepreneurship education on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student, to examine the influence of entrepreneurial motivation on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student, to examine motivation mediating in the influence of spirituality on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student. And the last is to test motivation mediating in the influence of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial career to entrepreneurial motivation remaining in state vocational school student. Benefit of research. Theoretical benefit. This research can add theoretical knowledge in the field of entrepreneurship so that it can make a positive contribution to the development of entrepreneurship science. A means of information and a platform for researchers to explore features of material obtained during lecture, which it then actualizes to scientific writing and add to the literature within in Faculty of Economics at University of Jakarta. Practical benefit for researchers, usable reference to the development of knowledge and research model and can be used as another development grading to factor influence interest and entrepreneurial career. For university, giving information to the campus in maintains education and entrepreneurship so that more understand factor which influence interest in an entrepreneurial career. For school, expand school, especially vocational school, provide a policy grading the provision of activity that can increase student interest in entrepreneurial career. Chapter 2, Theoretical Basic. 1. Spirituality. 2. Entrepreneurship education. 3. Entrepreneurial motivation for entrepreneurial career. 5. The influence of spirituality on entrepreneurial career directly or through entrepreneurial motivation. 6. The influence of spirituality on entrepreneurial career directly or through entrepreneurial motivation. 7. Previous research. 8. Form of thing, and the last is hypothesis. Spirituality. Understanding spirituality. And now we said spirituality meaning contact language, original from root language Latin, spirit, have a meaning spirit, awareness, self, from not body, breath, life. According to Hassan, spirituality is part essential from world health and well-being somebody. It can be concluded the spirituality is a unity part essential from world health and well-being body for a weakened self-enrich something objective life which more meaningful. Factor related to spirituality, Dyson said, may describe their trifactor which relate with spirituality, that is self-one, self-alone, others, and Lord. Aspect of spirituality, according to Hart, there are four aspects that can determine a person's spirituality: belief in good, research for meaning, indolence, and feeling of security. The role of spirituality in business. The role of spirituality in business. According to Giuseppe, spirituality gives contribution significant for institution business and employment. Through spirituality, business development and increase temporary replacement employed decrease because they enjoy and find meaning special to work they do by emphasizes that spirituality one role in management because recovery very important in business and management. A number of economic realize that lost practice business very damage and not friendly environment. In matter this, spirituality can help leader business for research for rich solution which serve community, planet, and life that long because promoted kind together dignity, man, and avoid from egocentrism. Understanding entrepreneurship education. According to Agus Wibowo, entrepreneurship education is effort interlies solely mentally entrepreneurship good through institution education or institution other like institution training and ethic. Surya explained education entrepreneurship as a process provide individual with ability for recognize opportunity, commercial and look out price self, knowledge and skill of act based on things they alone can conclude that education entrepreneurship is business which done by somebody from learn about our attitude, behavior, and ability a businessman in analyze opportunity with realize creative and innovative as well as brave take a risk when pioneering operated and developed business. Basic value of entrepreneurship education. According to Effendi, got its Sigma principle which considered most important for owned by student cover. It is independent, creative, break take a risk, oriented, and action, leadership, and the last is work hard. Criteria of entrepreneurial success. According to Tariska, there are 7 criteria for success in entrepreneurship education. This is us have independent, have creativity, brave take a risk, orientation on action, have character leadership, have skill entrepreneurship, understand concept entrepreneurship, and own character work hard. And the last is entrepreneurship education indicator. Ubiatis said the 3 indicator which used for measure education entrepreneurship as following is formal education, normal education, and informal education. Entrepreneurial motivation. Understanding motivation. In the Mangkunagara book, it said that motivation is motivation as a condition that move human toward a certain goals. Duke also reflect the motivation is something energy which direct behavior somebody cover effectivity ability success on something field activity and motivation very influential one motion and well-being somebody throughout his life. Understanding entrepreneurship. Surya also said that entrepreneurship is something work or career which must nature flexible and imaginative, capable, plan, take risks, decision, and action for reach objective. According to Suryana, entrepreneurship is somebody which on creativity something business new with brave bear risk and centrally which aim for rich profit and growth business based on identification opportunity and capability utilize search as well as capital opportunities. Understanding entrepreneurial motivation. According to Giffari, motivation entrepreneurship is circumstance which arise in someone who can influence a person's interest in taking action or achieving goals in the field of entrepreneurship. Mora explained that motivation entrepreneurship a person encouragement to carry out business with a creative and innovative spirit and the courage to take risks in order to gain profit in the form of money and self-satisfaction. Can be concluded that motivation entrepreneurship is encouragement of spirit for entrepreneurship which arise in self somebody of great spirit of creativity and innovation which in create something which a new accompaniment with understanding environment work for research objective which has said entrepreneurial motivation indicator. Kumaro said there are four indicators which can use for measure motivation entrepreneurship somebody is as following. One, desire entrepreneurship, something feeling which deeper from inside somebody for try entrepreneurship. Two, there is encouragement to action entrepreneurship. For the action entrepreneurship obtained from environment around like friend, year, support person, or support teacher and environment public. There is need side which can become best somebody to follow entrepreneurship is need at addition, finance, and actualization self. There is hope and ambition. Hope and ambition somebody to follow entrepreneurship from hope. Reach success toward business which he initiated. Reach independence self and can be beneficial for others. Entrepreneurial career. Understanding career. Handoko explained that career is an overwork position which handle or help during life for somebody. Rahmi explained, career is something direction, progress. Professional said it's use limited work which on progress hierarchy formal like as manager and professional. It can be concluded that career is an individual development in determining job selection and can continue in life in the futures. Understanding entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship can also be interpreted something ability in think creative and behave innovative which met best such power, power mover, objective strength, objective strategy, tips and procession face challenge life. It can be concluded that entrepreneurship is a person's ability to create a new and different things by thinking creatively and innovatively. Career orientation and entrepreneurship. Seung said there are 5 career orientation for budding entrepreneurship. This is a security, autonomy, competence technical, competence managerial, and creativity entrepreneurship. And the last is skill required in an entrepreneurial career. According to Maulana, there are 2 skills needed in choosing an entrepreneurial career: hard skill and soft skill. In the hard skill is planning business, projection and planning, finance, ability, social media, data analysis, web development and CEO, management risk, management crisis, ability marketing, teach skill. And in soft skill, think creative, management time, communication, think strategy, networking, and taking decision. The influence of spirituality on entrepreneurial career directly although entrepreneurial motivation. Someone who has good spirituality has full hope, is optimistic, and always think positively. Proper. If someone has good spirituality, then they will carry out their work seriously. Based on this statement, it can be seen that one of the things that can influence the choice of an entrepreneurial career in the future spirituality. Spirituality is form of motivation for a person to choose a career path, including the entrepreneurial career. In line with the thought expressed by Raku, good spirituality provides someone who is claimed in life and has the confidence to start something, dare to take a risk, make oneself happier, more productivity, increase well-being and quality life, as well as increasing their moral quality and productivity. Joseph also said that spirituality gives contribution with significant from institution business also employ spirituality over explanation about how entrepreneurs still endure, although apparently no can for overcome, which explain idea since health-oriented period from based on the description above, it can be concluded that having good spirituality will make a person more motivated in choosing a career in the future. Also, with spirituality, any activity will become more well organized because it is common sense. Therefore, in this case, spirituality can influence entrepreneurial career both directly and through entrepreneurial motivation. The influence of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial career directly or through entrepreneurial motivation. Entrepreneurship education is process transmission knowledge and skill entrepreneurship to students for help they in utilitas opportunity business. Wahyu 2014. Education entrepreneurship help with objective work can develop as well as increase quality, which own individual about knowledge entrepreneurship, which he owns and grown spirit individual in entrepreneurship or spirit for involved with planning career something companies central. Education entrepreneurship possible student for process based on innovation and direction career period from. In line with what Parna said, entrepreneurship education is implemented optimally. Not only give a theory, just knowledge about draft entrepreneurship, but also from attitude, behavior, pattern, think, and entrepreneur if accompanied by aspect of skill. Someone who already has a basic entrepreneurial education can build motivation for entrepreneurship and can take an entrepreneurial career path in the future. Based on description above, it can be concluded that by implementing entrepreneurship education optimally, it can make a person more motivated in choosing an entrepreneurial career in the future. Therefore, this is case entrepreneurship education can influence entrepreneurial career or entrepreneurial motivation. This is a previous research that I took from several research, starting from spirituality research, entrepreneurship education, entrepreneurial career, and entrepreneurial motivation, which influence each other. Framework of thing. This is based on the background, so connected between variable in study. This can depict in frame of mind as a gift method. And the last hypothesis based on this framework of the thing, the hypothesis in this research is as follows. H1, There is an influence between spiritualism and entrepreneurial motivations that vocational student. H2, there is an influence between entrepreneurship education on the entrepreneurial motivation of state vocational school student. H3, there is an influence between spirituality on entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student. H4, there is an influence between entrepreneurship education on the entrepreneurial career of state vocational school student. H5, there is an influence between entrepreneurial motivation and career, state vocational school student entrepreneurship. H6, there is an influence between spiritualism on entrepreneurial career to entrepreneurial motivation in vocational school student. And the last H7, there is an influence between entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial career to entrepreneurial motivation state vocational school student. Chapter 3, Research Method. 1. Type of research. 2. Population. 3. Simple. 4. Research variable. 5. Method of collecting data. 6. Instrument preparation plan. And 7. Data analysis technique. Type of research. Type study. This use approach quantitative describe because that data obtained in study these shape numbers. According to Sugiono, study describe quantitative is study which tries to result from something collection data, quantitative or statistic like survey with what exists without calculated or seen relationship with treatment or variable order. Objective use approach quantitative, that is for test hypothesis which might analysis data nature described with objective for make description in a way cinematic, factually and actual about fact and characteristic population or area certain. In the matter, these researchers find phenomenon student spirituality is lacking and the application of entrepreneurship education is not optimal, resulting in a less motivation for choosing an entrepreneurial career because the research will study relate influence from spirituality and entrepreneurship education toward entrepreneurial career to entrepreneurial motivation from state vocational student in East Jakarta. Then in study, this proven in from number and process with statistic. Population. According to Sugiono, population is region generalization which consists on object or subject which have quality and characteristics central which set by researchers for study and then with darn the conclusion. Population in study, this is 11th grade state vocational student in East Jakarta area. The population was taken from class 11 student because entrepreneurship education is more focused in on the class 11. In class 11, entrepreneurship education is not only taught theory but also entrepreneurship skill. Even though entrepreneurship education in class 10, you still only learn the basic theory. For more, he explained, can look in table following this. Table 3.1, population, name of school department, state vocational school 70 Jakarta multimedia, number of student 34, state vocational school 46 Jakarta, OTKP, the number of students 70, and the last is the vocational school 50 Jakarta OTKP on the number 72, and amount is 176. Sample. According to Sugiono, sample is part from amount and characteristic which owned by population data. To determine the number of sample in this study, I choose the solving formula to follows. Figure 3.1, I choose solving formula, and the information in this and sample size and big population size and percentage leeway accuracy error taking sample with skill can tolerate 0.1. Sample that could be taken in this research were 123 respondents. Research variable. Variable are research objects that are the point of attention of study. There are three variables used in this research, namely the dependent variable y, independent variable x, and intervening variable with the following description. A. Dependent variable y. According to Sugiono, the dependent variable is variable that is influenced or is the consequence because of the existence of the independent variable, the dependent variable of this research in entrepreneurial career. B. Independent variable x. According to Sugiono, an independent variable is a variable that influences or is the cause of chance or the emergence of a dependent variable. In this study, the independent variables are spirituality x1. Spirituality is phenomenon various dimension which may bear fruit, experience universal, part construct social and development individual through life. 2. Entrepreneurship education. According to Ministry of National Education, main rival is that education entrepreneurship is process education which apply principle and methodology toward information provenance life skill on the student or curriculum integrate with development in school. And C. Intervening variable. An intervening variable is an intermediate theory variable that lies between an independent and dependent variable, so that the dependent variable does not directly influence change or emergence of the development variable. In intervening variable, this is research is student entrepreneurial motivation. Method of collecting data. The data method is in the form of a questionnaire. According to Sugiono, a questionnaire is technique collection that data done with method gives a question or statement written to respondent for his answer. Questionnaire that is used for option data about spirituality, entrepreneurship education, motivation, and entrepreneurial career. Questionnaire which used in study this a questionnaire which nature closed when respondent no give a chance for give answer to word alone. Respondent only give sign on answer which provide use questionnaire expect will make easier for respondent in give answer because alternative answer has a variable so that answer is enough need time with short. The scale weight in the study is a scala curve that is scale which containing 5 choose answer like scala curve used for measure attitude, option, and preparation somebody or group about phenomenon social. Alternative answer from column checklist. One very statement in instrument provide 5 choose answer that is very agree, not agree, no agree, and no very agree. For analysis quantitative, so answer respondent give score as following. Score 5 is answer very agree. Score 4 is answer agree. Score 3 is answer not agree. Score 2 is answer no agree. And the last is score 1 if answer no very agree. Instrument preparation plan. The aim of instrument testing is to avoid unclear questions, to eliminate words that are not easily understood, and to consider adding or subtracting items. The instrument development trial also aims to determine the validity and reliability of the instrument so that it can be seen whether or not instrument is suitable for use collecting data research. In instrument used in the research data in statement that describe the indicator of each variable. Each variable consists of several statements as shown in the following table slide. And this is an instrument preparation plan which contains several questions related to my research starting from spirituality, entrepreneurship education, entrepreneurial career, and the last is entrepreneurial motivation. Data analysis technique. Data analysis technique. Technical analysis data. You study this that is analysis statistic with application Smart PLS, partial least square, statistic with version 3.9.9. Analysis statistic which done that is analysis descriptive, test validity convergent and discriminant, test reliability, corn batch alpha, and composite reliability. Test FIT model and test connection between variable as well as test hypothesis. Following is step which down there is descriptive analysis technique. Descriptive analysis technique which used in the study for characteristic respondent which be measured from a number indicator which state in questionnaire. Analysis data in study, this use approach partial least square PLS. PLS is model liquidity equality structural equation modeling SEM, which base component or variant with use analysis descriptive, so also generate average, mean, and standard definition from each indicator which has severed. Partial least square PLS analysis and structural equating modeling SEM. According to Yogianto, PLS is analysis quality structural which basic variant in always simulation can do test in G model measurement at a time test in G model structural. PLS apart from SIM analysis partial list which can do comparison between variable dependent multiple and variable independent multiple, as well as can also use for predict, influence, and connection variable independent to variable dependent. And partial least square PLS analysis and structural equation model are divided into two, namely one model measurement outer model. Measurement model showing how variable manifestor observe variable respond variable length for be measured. As for suites in model measurement, consistent from test validity and test reliability. Convergent validity, discriminant validity, composite variability, and Cronbach alpha. Structural model or inner model. Structural model showing state estimation between variable pattern and construct which aim from test connection from indicator compiler variable f square and variance influence square. Hypothesis data analysis. Testing hypothesis done based on rules. Testing inner model or model structural which cover output R square, coefficient parameter, and t statistic. Policy is something hypothesis that can accept or reject that among them with notice mark significant between construct, the statistic, and p-value. Rules of thumb which use do study the statistic 1.96 with level significant p-value 0.055% and coefficient beta word positive. And this is a bibliography